There's no doubt that COVID-19 has changed our lives, and we've all had to face that reality. For us in the snowmobile world, 2 events that typically begin our snowmobile season were both canceled. Heydays in the US Midwest and here in Canada, the Toronto International Snowmobile ATV and Powersport show were both COVID casualties. But that doesn't mean they're gone forever.
The Toronto International Snowmobile ATV Show is the world's largest indoor snowmobile and ATV show. It's a great event. It's where the whole marketplace meets at one place, one time, everything from manufacturers and dealers right on down to clubs, ATV clubs and snowmobile clubs. For 33 years now, we've been operating this trade show 2 weeks after the Canadian Thanksgiving in mid-October. And it is by far, it just keeps growing year after year, and we've made it into more of an event than just a trade show. We have everything from like racing, freestyle motocross, freestyle snowmobiles, some ATVs, backflipping in the air. There's a lot of great things to do at this show. It's more than just a trade show, and it's fun for the whole family. To say that the 2020 show, having to cancel it this year wasn't a major disappointment for us here in the office is an understatement. It was a major disappointment for the entire snowmobile and ATV community. We believe that we could have safely opened the show. We know that we can make it as safe as large box stores or shopping malls. However, under the guidance of the Ontario government, they were not allowing that to happen this year, which was it was sad for all of us, but you know, moving forward, and we're excited for next year. For us, having to postpone the show for one more year until 2021 allowed a lot of us to move around within our company. We also produce On Snow magazine, and we also do Snowmobiler television, as you know. And so we're having a lot of fun with that. So a lot of us, we've been busier on the other side and learning what the other guys do. So it's been a great experience, as good as it can be. The Toronto Snowmobile and ATV show is going to be very similar, if not exactly the same as what it once was. We're expecting a bigger show again. We were in the middle of planning our largest show ever before we had to hit the pause button in 2020. And that's going to continue through to 2021.
In addition to having COVID cancellations hitting us here in Canada, Heydays in the US had to push the pause button for the 2020 season as well.
How difficult was the decision when you guys were getting close to kind of having a drop dead date of either a go or no go date? How difficult was it to actually say, you know what, Heydays, we need to push the pause button here? How difficult a decision was that?
It was tough. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there was a whole bunch of us that our daubers were down. There's no two ways around that. We finally pulled the plug and said, hey, out of respect for our vendors and the dealers and the manufacturers who all make it there, we really need to pull the plug and push the pause button. And that was about I would say somewhere around the end of the first week of July. There's just no way for us to do this year. And it was a hard decision. There's no two ways around it.
This is really a pushing of the pause button. There's full intentions of bringing Heydays back better than ever, correct?
Absolutely. We've got the manufacturers are all lined up already for next year. You know, as you well know, we've got 4 corners there, but for someone that doesn't know, kind of right in the center of the property, we've got 4 monster telephone poles, and we call that 4 corners. And that's where each of the manufacturers gets a corner. And it's a pretty big spot in order for them to be able to showcase their product, because God knows there's some cool product out there today.
Well, here's to making it happen for 2021, and we hope to see you maybe outside the racetrack there, watching a couple of those sleds go flying by.
Absolutely, come find me. We'll hook up.
Not only is Heydays something to look forward to by the organizers, vendors and spectators alike get excited about the event too.
We come here because we love it. I mean, we are snowmobilers at heart, and our customers love it. So how could we not be here? It's right in our backyard, and it's really, I think, maybe the biggest snowmobile event in the entire season. No, when I'm here, I'm usually walking around because I have a lot of relationships in the industry. I like to see what the competitors are doing. I like to see what the aftermarket is doing. I like to see what's going on over at the races. So it's really just a big kind of a carnival-like atmosphere here. Yeah, really fun.
It's always important to stay in touch with your customer and to show them new and exciting things that you're doing. And Heydays has got to be the pinnacle of that type of seeking out, you know, places to get in front of your people. So, you know, I used to be anti-show. It's a lot of planning. People don't realize, you know, you're working on this show for 6 months for a 3-day event or a 2-day event or whatever. So, so we did our first show here 4 years ago. So, this is our 4th year right now, and you know, we didn't look back. Like, once you're here, you realize you need to be here.
So Levi, you've been coming to us Heydays for 29 years now?
I think so. I think 29 years. So it's a lot of Heydays memories. We actually got my first snowmobile in the swap meet when I was a kid. So this place is pretty special. Between, you know, getting my first snowmobile, which kind of started my whole passion for snowmobiling, and as a kid, that's what I remember most, is going to all the different manufacturers, the different people making aftermarket parts. And I mean, my dad, he was one of those ones like, tell me about it. And that's what's cool, is you get to be face to face with these people and ask them like what the questions you have. Are these things going to make it better? Is this clutch kit, what's it going to do? How is it going to help my sled? And you're able to better understand this stuff instead of just like, oh, I hear it's fast, let's buy it. It's like, let's talk to the guys and see what they have to say. So a lot of information, a lot of really cool things. And the thing that's really fun is you get to see all the new stuff, the new innovations, the new technologies, and that's what's really really cool for me now, is going around and going, hey, that's cool, I haven't seen that before.
And great to meet folks too, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's like probably the highlight for me, is we're fortunate enough to be able to go to Polaris and some of the other sponsors that we have, and we'll do autograph sessions. And for me, it's fun just to start talking with them, talking to people. They start talking about their snowmobile trip from last year, and you go, oh yeah, I rode here, and they're like, yeah, we've been there, you should have went here. And you know, so it's just fun talking snowmobiles with people. And you know, anytime you're with somebody that has a similar interest to you, it's pretty easy to get along with them.
Yeah. As a snowmobiler, what's it like to come to Heydays?
In 2 words, it feels like the first ride of the season. You know, like it's 8 days. It's something. It's big. It's one of the biggest even. And if you're like a die-hard snowmobiler, you have to go to 8 days to see like all the new things from the industry, seeing all the new builds for snowmobiles and stuff. And it's a one-point place with every every manufacturer at the same place. So it's an awesome place.
There's a ton of stuff that goes on.
Oh, absolutely. There's first of all, I get a chance to see the new vehicles that are being offered by the OEMs, and you get to also network with the OEM manufacturers, sales representatives, and so on. But there's also racing events going on here, both on the snowmobile as well as ATV and side-by-side. Yeah. There's a freestyle show. There's a swap meet. I mean, if there's just, I don't know if you guys have been through the swap meet, but my God, there's
everybody talks about the swap meet just because there's such an eclectic mix of junk and good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We took a ride through there this morning, actually, and I mean, we were down there for like 15 minutes trying to get through all the different aisles and so on. It was huge.
Yeah. How am I going to get this across the border?